A wildfire in Salt Lake City today shows just how vulnerable urban areas can be. Coming up, we'll show you the dangers firefighters point out and what you can do to protect yourself.
A 45-year-old man living in this home who worked as a primary teacher in Sunday school is now accused of sexually abusing a young girl. What his neighbors say about this man, straight ahead.
I'm excited about everybody coming to see the show. I'm excited about my family being here, my friends.
And a homegrown Broadway star returns to Utah. We talk with him about his part in Jersey Boys.
Live from Utah's first TV station, News 4 Utah at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kim Fisher. Don Hudson has the night off. A wildfire ripped through brush, damaging 2 homes near the Capitol this afternoon. Crews contained that 5-acre fire, but they say in these conditions, things could have gotten out of hand quickly. News 4 Utah's Glenn Beebe shows us why, when it comes to wildfire, cities are not immune.
It took 4 alarms and dozens of firefighters to contain this blaze along Victory Road. Not before one vacant home was seriously damaged and another nearly caught fire. Firefighters say this nearly got out of hand. Even though only 2 homes were damaged, they say overgrown areas like this could have spread the wildfire and put another neighborhood in danger. It's easy for residents in an urban area to think wildfire won't happen to them. As we saw firsthand, long, dry grass and trees up against homes made residents vulnerable. Firefighters say this steep terrain can make it harder for residents to maintain, but creates a bigger danger when it catches fire.
The fire is going to run faster on these steep hills, and so if it does get going in this tall grass, the fire is going to run just faster and it gets into these bigger trees.
Neighbors were shocked the fire started close to their homes and nearby infrastructure.
Something like this to be this close to residents and to where I live, of course, so yeah. And to this substation, the power station, I was concerned that if it got too close to that substation, we'd lose power.
It's expected to be a dry season and fireworks aren't even being sold yet. The battalion chief showed us how vulnerable areas are.
If you look at this, you know, depending on where it starts, if it's going to run up this hill, and if it gets into these taller trees, look how close these trees are to this house.
Firefighters say defensible space can make the difference of a home surviving a wildfire. Reporting in Salt Lake City, I'm Glenn Beebe, News 4 Utah.
Investigators continue trying to figure out the cause of this fire. To learn more about creating a defensible space around your home, head to our website and click on this story. Today, family members of Elizabeth Salgado make a tragic discovery at the site where she was found. More of her remains. Her mother, father, and siblings came to Utah from Mexico to see where Elizabeth was found. They laid a cross, roses, and pictures at the site. When they kneeled to pray, Elizabeth's father found something unusual on the ground. It was that horrifying find. According to a spokesman for the Utah County Sheriff's Office, it was more of Elizabeth's remains. Those will now be taken to the medical examiner.
It's very hard. It's hard to just to know that those remains that you are seeing is from the person that you love.
I feel terribly desperate with this situation to have found that my daughter's body was brought here so far away and to not know why they would do this.
Elizabeth disappeared 3 years ago. Then last month, a man found a skull and clothing. The Utah County Sheriff's Office later confirmed those remains were Elizabeth. Investigators ruled her death a homicide. A primary teacher with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints remains in jail tonight, accused of sexually abusing his students. West Jordan police say 45-year-old Sean Sund held sleepovers with children from his class. Now investigators believe there may be more victims. News 4 Utah's Jen Jacobson spoke with neighbors, horrified to hear this happen so close to home.
100% I believe her. My heart goes out to her and to her family. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I can't believe that this has happened so close to my home and so close to my family, and that I knew of him.
Tamara Bach is horrified to hear her neighbor is in jail on child sex abuse charges.
We shouldn't trust anybody. I mean, aunts, uncles, grandpas, all over the news, there's always sickos out there hurting kids.
She regrets not knowing these allegations sooner.
So we need to just be really, really careful for our precious children. It's an awful thing.
Neighbors tell me Sund had a lot of people come over quite often, including renters who lived in the basement of this house and children who slept over. Another neighbor says there were clearly red flags.
Yeah, if my kid asked me about anything like that, you know, an older man, 40s, asking for a sleepover, it's a definite no.
Sean's son's lawyer says his client served an LDS mission in Micronesia. He says it's culturally acceptable to have sleepovers, and son didn't have bad intentions.
We're all worried about child abuse and sex abuse with children, absolutely. But we're also worried about somebody being falsely accused of that. And Sean's position is he's being falsely accused.
Neighbors say that's no excuse.
You know, I don't think that that's cultural at all. That's just somebody making excuses for, you know, whatever they're doing, you know, behind closed doors.
Neighbors want their West Jordan community to believe this 8-year-old girl.
The thing with kids is they tell the truth, you know, so, and they're easily manipulated and stuff, and it's really scary out there, you know, to hear that people take advantage of situations like that.
They hope by speaking up, more children will be protected. In West Jordan, Jen Jacobson, News 4 Utah.
Sund is being held on a $100,000 bond, but he is expected to get out tomorrow. His lawyer says he will plead not guilty during his arraignment set for June 27th.